What's up, y'all? I was just thinking, like, what if the Commanders are able to get Jayden Daniels? Just think about how incredible getting a quarterback that can run and pass at the same time, a dual threat quarterback, is what we all know and love. Like, for example, Lamar Jackson. We all know there's not another Lamar Jackson, but we do know there are quarterbacks that can run and throw. Some great examples of them are, just run and throw. Not just talking about just skill level and all that. I'm talking about just running and throwing quarterbacks. We have a few of them in the NFL. We got Lamar Jackson. We got Justin Fields. We got, at times, Russell Wilson. We even have some that can do it, but not as well. So some like Desmond Ridder. But the thing is, what all defensive coordinators hate, what all defensive teams hate, what all coaches hate, right? They all hate playing a quarterback like Lamar Jackson. And I, like you, can also say that Jayden Daniels is like Lamar Jackson. And I'm just going off the fact that the way he runs, how fast he is, and then how skilled he is at throwing the ball. It's not too many people that can do both and be very skilled at both. And when you think about Jayden's last year in college, he threw 40 touchdowns, right? Through the air. Then ran 10 touchdowns on the ground. Let's include the fact that he only threw 4 interceptions. And I can understand that most people say he had a star wide receiver group. Of course, that's fine. But what that tells me is he knows how to play. And he knows how to play if it came to transitioning to the NFL in some way, shape, form, or fashion. This is equivalent to him transitioning over to the NFL. He's playing at a high level. He's not at a rusty, dusty college. He at LSU. And we know a lot of people that came from LSU. Off the top of my head, Odell Beckham, wide receiver. You see how he transitioned into the NFL. Great. And then another one. Justin Jefferson, transitioned well from LSU. The wide receiver from the Bengals transitioned very well from LSU. Joe Burrow transitioned very well from LSU to the NFL. Of course, that's not for every quarterback because every quarterback doesn't land in the right spots or the right teams, and the right teams don't have the right schemes. So what I'm saying is, it may not be easy, but it lets me know that he can play at a high level and pass to potential NFL receivers. So it lets me know that he can handle, if he had those people on his team, he can play at a high level. But, of course, it comes down to what happens once he gets here. Is he going to land in the right spot? Is he going to have a team that welcomes him in, allows him to develop? And then, also let's think about the fact that he had 1,000 yards rushing. I forgot to mention that. That boy is incredible. And of course, he was in his 5th year, I believe his 5th in college. And, some people could say he don't got the kid body anymore, so he's able to do what he want on the field. He got a grown man body, so he's able to do what he want. But I don't think that's the case. I think the case is, because he's not the only one that's doing their 5th year. There's a lot of people that are on their 4th year in college, 5th year in college. It's a lot of people like that. And, and I think one of those people that we had coming out of the draft, I think last season, was, I want to say Andre Jones. It was one of our defensive ends. He was in the league for 5 years, in college for 5 years, and he came over. And, of course, he's not the best, but, he was decent enough for us to draft him, and we haven't really seen too much from him anyway, but we might this year from Andre Jones. And I could be wrong. It could be the other defensive end we just got. One of them in the draft we got. But the fact is, he's been in the league, and he didn't go crazy when he was in college in his last year. Just because he had a grown man body, he didn't go crazy. He put up all right numbers, but he didn't go crazy. So what I'm saying is, Jayden Daniels is a phenomenal player, and the fact that he scares teams, just the fact that when he runs, think about it. You can come up with a scheme, and then he destroys the scheme. It all depends on where he runs to, because when you think about it, a quarterback runs, he breaks down the defense, and now they all just scrambling. It's just a scramble. Like, I mean, everybody don't know what to do. Their play is finished, for the most part when it comes to like their route. Some had a quick route, and some may have a route that may last a little longer. But if you're running for your life and the play is designed to only last 4 seconds or just be a quick play, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think the defense is going to do? The defense is not going to know how to react. There are going to be pockets of space open. There are going to be slots for you to look better than you actually are. And that's one thing that really has made Lamar even better than what he is. Because of his run, the fact that he can get out of there on his feet whenever he needs to, it allows him to break down the defense. It allows him to look better. He don't have to worry about, okay, if I don't see anybody open, I'm just gonna throw it out of bounds, or I'm just gonna run it. But what happens when you can do all three? You can run it, throw it out of bounds, or just wait a little longer and run for your life, and get to the point where you can find somebody open at the last second, or you can create more time. So having somebody like Jayden Daniels is great, and I think that would be a perfect pick for us, seeing as though he can run. But it's kind of a risky decision. I just hope that he can get it in his mindset, if we get him, that you can't always risk it, because he's risked it plenty of times and got injuries that look like it's deadly, but he get back up. But you can't do that in the NFL. It's way different. He just got to understand that. Jayden Daniels is the guy, and I definitely want to get him, seeing as though Caleb Williams wants to go first overall, and he said he's excited to go to the Bears, and it is what it is. I don't think we need to trade up, because I think we're in a good spot to get a quarterback that's good. If we don't get Caleb Williams, we can get Jayden Daniels. And I know it's a lot of rumor around Drake May, but I'm not really looking in that direction. I don't think Drake May really excites me. He don't really just get me going. And of course, he might be a star in the NFL, but from my point of view, I'm more excited about a Jayden Daniels. Hopefully he don't replicate. If we get him, he don't replicate what Robert Griffin III did, and just not be able to play a long career. Not be able to have a long career, because he just runs so much and doesn't know when to let the play go, or give up a little bit, or just go down. So man, and hopefully, seeing as though so much is going on, and another thing is the fact that I don't think we're getting Jacoby Brissett this year. I think Jacoby wants to be a starter, and he understands that what we have going on is not going to put him in the forefront. It's not going to be him. It's not going to allow him to be a starter right away. Oh, it could be. But I think Jacoby has had enough, and he wants to go to a team that probably needs a quarterback badly, and already is prepared to, got playoff hopes in mind, and they probably might want to, just go all out on the quarterback and see what happens. And I think he really wants to just go and compete and really be that starter again, without a doubt. Like places like the Patriots, the Broncos. It's a list of them. It's the Raiders. You got a lot of teams that need quarterbacks bad, and even with I would even say the Jets, because Aaron Rodgers take another little hit, who knows what's gonna happen. But besides that, we got other people like Justin Fields out there, Kirk Cousins. We got Russell Wilson, and the thing is, it's about who do we want to go spend money on. One, I wouldn't say Kirk Cousins because he's too old. He's 35. I'm not really looking forward to him. And in the stage that we are in right now, we're looking to rebuild. You feel me? So they keep calling it recalibration, but we know what it is. And then on top of that, if we go get Russell Wilson, he's established. He's been to the Super Bowl. He's won one, almost won two, but they decided to throw instead of run. But I think Russell Wilson is decent because we don't have to spend a lot of money, seeing as though the Broncos are responsible for paying him this year. And we are just going to get like the back end. So they're responsible for paying him, I believe it's like 30 million. And we would just give him an offer, and maybe say for instance we want to give him 10 million. We would just have to pay the difference between the two. So we would just give him 10. My bad. They would have to pay the difference between the two. We'd give him 10, and the other team, the Broncos, would just decide to pay him 29 million. So that's a good deal, not a huge risk. And then on top of that, we can have Russell Wilson in front of whoever our rookie is, so he can learn from him. And assuming that rookie is Jayden Daniels, because I feel like Jayden Daniels and Russell Wilson both have that same trait. They might not play the same style, but they both run and pass. So I think that would definitely be helpful for his development. And seeing as though we got Cliff Kingsbury, and he's been known to, work on quarterback strengths and really understand what you're working with and what we can do with it, and really draft the offensive play style around that quarterback and allow us to run through his strengths. And it wasn't me that said it, was Patrick Mahomes. He was basically talking about how good Lincoln Riley and Cliff Kingsbury was at working with him. And I think that's some of what Andy Reid has done. I think he has really worked in Patrick Mahomes' corner. He's allowed Patrick Mahomes to just be himself and eventually work around that and see what else he needs to work on. But I think that's one thing that has really helped Patrick Mahomes. I think everybody should have did that, but everybody don't do that. Sometimes people just bring a scheme and then just assume the quarterback is supposed to learn in that scheme instead of working around their strengths. But I think that's a great idea. But for the most part, I'm feeling excited, and I feel like Jayden Daniels can definitely help our team grow, and I think he has a lot to offer. And Caleb Williams, he's cool. I wouldn't be mad if we get him. But it all depends on what the Bears do with their pick. Are they going to send it back, trade it, or what the case may be? But if they decide to go with Caleb Williams, the next runner-up that you should get is the Heisman Trophy winner of last year, which is Jayden Daniels. And, man, I'm excited for what's going to happen. And I look forward to everything. Shoot. I'm liking the whole direction we're going in. And, what I'm saying, let me know. Let me know how y'all feel about this situation, because it's definitely a touchy subject, because, they keep trying to throw it in there that we're going after Drake May, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think you're passing up on Jayden Daniels. I don't think you're doing that. I don't think you are. But it all depends on what they talked about in their meetings, what they see on film, what they want out of a quarterback. I'm not sure what you don't see in Jayden Daniels, but you might need to look again. I'm out.